Hello YouTube, you're looking at Google Earth Pro, and I've got Google Earth Pro up because I have an update to my Manitowoc Siren history video. I made one about a year and a half ago, and it's time to update it because I have been on kind of an info hunt and I found some new information. So, Manitowoc's original system, at least the original system that was for civil defense purposes, was the Allertors. And I had originally thought that those were installed in the mid-70s all in one shot. At least that's from what I was able to glean from talking to people who were around back then, told me. But it turns out their memories weren't as accurate as I thought, and I was able to go through some Herald Times Reporter articles online today. The OCR was terrible, but nonetheless, I was able to get some information. And actually, the alerter systems were, or the alerters, the original 7 that were installed in Manitowoc were installed between 1976 and 1982. The first 4 went up from 76 to either 80 or 81, and they were purchased with federal funds. And the very first alerter was activated November 15th, 1976, and that is the alerter that was somewhere here where Broadwind Towers is. I've never been able to spot it when I go back through all the old photos. See, this is the aerial photography from 1992, and it doesn't look a whole lot different than it does today, but there was one there, trust me. I heard it when I filmed my final Manny Siren video. And so then the article in the HTR said that next year, when federal funds became available, they would install a siren on the south side of town. And so when you look at the order, because I was able to figure out, I have a list of the final 3, and so when you figure out where those all are and you logically deduce what they were, the second alerter that was installed, either in like 77 or maybe 78, was the alerter that was on the old fire station here on South 26th Street. It was for many years on the hose drying tower here, but now it is across the street in the green space. So that was alerters, alerter 1 and alerter 2. So now there's a bit of a mystery as to when 3 and 4 were installed, but I did find an article from '79 inquiring for bids for an alerter, or actually for a siren, and it ended up being an alerter. And so the 2 sirens that were next to the line, then by logical deduction, would have been either the ones that would have been this one, that's on the highway shop, and it's still there. You can kind of see it there. And then one that's no longer at its location, which was posted on the water tower that was on the north side of town on 8th and Reed Avenue. This is the Piggly Wiggly. Here was the water tower, and the siren was probably right in this area. It was on the southwest corner. So in 1982, the city was able to get enough money saved up that it purchased 3 more sirens. And those 3 1982 alerters were the ones that was at Harvest Circle and Broadway. Today, it's a T128, but it used to be over here on this corner. The second 1982 alerter was on the JFK Fieldhouse. I'll zoom in really tight here. It was on this, it was right here on the Fieldhouse, and it got moved in 1997, which I'll get to in just a bit. And then the third alerter and the final alerter that was installed was the one at Stangel Elementary, and this is the one that I made famous with my sick tornado siren video. It's right here, or at least it was there. The siren location has not changed, but today that is a T128. So we'll pop the other 4 on. And this was the original 7 Siren alerter system from Manitowoc that was installed from 1976 to 1982. And so now we have to get to 1997 here because that's when they installed the P15s. And those came online, I remember, in the summer of that year because that was the first time I heard them. In fact, I remember doing gym class. They hadn't even, it was summertime because I remember doing gym class. We'd do warm-up laps around JFK for whatever it was we were doing. And I definitely remember the siren still being there in the spring of '97. So it got moved when the P15s came in. And I will put those P15s on. And then I will take out the water tower alerter because that one got moved. And then I will also take out the JFK alerter because the JFK alerter got moved. And it got moved to Washington Park. And I will zoom in on Washington Park. And there's the alerter just kind of poking its head out of the trees there. Although in recent videos those trees have been trimmed, and that was definitely something that needed to be done because it was starting to interfere with the siren rotating. And so now I kind of want to point out. This is the Manitowoc system from 1997, and it was like that from 1997 to about 2008. So they moved the JFK alerter from JFK to Washington Park, but what happened to the alerter that was on the water tower? As far as I know, it still worked. Well, Tom Diener, aka Sheboygan Temp Scanner, aka FS Thunderbolt Fan 1000, sent me this picture not too long ago from the Public Works maintenance yard that's on the south side of Manitowoc, and there's a looks like a P10 there, and then this is an alerter, and I strongly suspect that this alerter is the water tower alerter, and for whatever reason they took it down and they never put it back up, or they're saving it, or it actually did burn out, and I just don't know that it burned out, and they're just keeping it as a backup for spare parts or something. So who knows what's going on with that. But anyways, that's 1997. And so then we get the bad winter of, well, we get the I don't know when the Stangel alerter froze up, but it froze up before 2007. And I was the one who actually alerted the city that that alerter was having a hard time. I remember talking to Paul Tittle at a city council meeting and told him that, yeah, the siren's bunked up. And that kind of started the wave of getting some of the alerters replaced. And the alerters they replaced was the Stangel alerter and the Harvest Circle alerter. And they also replaced the original alerter. And they replaced them with T128s in 2008. So now I'm guessing that the winter of 2007-2008 was pretty harsh, and I'm guessing that the original 16th Street, or the one that's on the river, that was on the river at Broadwind, that one froze up, and I'm also guessing that Harvest Circle also probably froze up too. But so in 2008, this was the siren arrangement in Manitowoc. You had 3 T128s, 4 P15s, and then you had 3 remaining alerters. And then in 2014, a YouTuber pointed out that over here by what used to be Silver Lake College, where there's a new development going up, they added another T128. So this is a siren system now for Manitowoc as it stands today, and I did get some pictures. This is a newspaper article that's... No, you didn't want to do that. There we go. Somehow I zoomed that way the heck in. But this is the caption on the newspaper article. Last siren, Stangel Elementary School was cited for one of the last 3 outdoor warning sirens installed under direction of Manitowoc City Emergency Government. And then you've got all the city dignitaries. Anthony Dufek, the longtime mayor, and then this is the Stangel Allertor. That's the tree that it was parked next to. There's the old control box. But that's when it was brand new in 1982. And then this was that same siren when I photographed it in 2007, shortly before I moved out of state. There's the electric meter, control box, the utility drop, and then there's the siren head itself. And it was facing north when I shot it, and that's probably why it froze up, because it was facing north. The storm came thin, and it probably got rain or snow in there, and then that rain or snow froze, and then when the motor tried to kick in, it burned up. And again, this is this is the Harvest Circle Allertor. This is another one of those 1982 final installs. You can see it pointing out through the trees. This was replaced in 2008 with a T128, about where I took that picture, but this one was sky blue. I think this one was always sky blue too. I don't know why that one was sky blue. All the other ones were yellow. You can see the mount for it on the pole was yellow. And can I see the drop going down to this one here? Can't really make out where it is. Actually, it looks like that might be it coming up there. But there's only one transformer on the pole, so it has to be a single phase. And then these are two pictures of P15s that I shot in 2007. I haven't got any pictures of the T128s. I think this is the P15 that is on County R and Menasha Avenue. And that is definitely facing north too. And then this is the P15 that is on 8th Street, just north of the animal shelter. And unlike the other sirens in town, zoom in on this one. That's a three-phase siren. So I'll zoom that out just a little bit more here. Allertor, Allertor, P15, P15, brand new Allertor. So that's kind of a quick update on the Manitowoc siren systems. Obviously, if anybody has anything to add, please comment below. And in general, I encourage comments, so please like this video, please comment on this video, and please subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.